Hey, welcome. So glad you are all joining us today. I'm Carrie Randolph. I'm the Director of Pre-K-12 Programs at Tulane, which includes the Teacher Preparation and Certification Program. Brittany Yandel is also with me today, and thrilled for that. She's our amazing academic advisor. So Brittany and I will be talking to you about our program. We welcome questions. You can submit questions. But I'm going to do an overview of the program. Brittany will also jump in to say the things I forget, but to also elaborate on admissions and advising. But please, again, add your questions to the Q&A and we'll get to them as we can. So thanks again for joining. So the School of Professional Advancement is an integral part of Tulane. It's been a part of the university for over 130 years. It's a really, I think, exciting part of the university. I'm of course biased, but it has a mission to serve the community and working adults. So, and we take that mission very seriously. We design our classes for those populations, and in the teacher preparation and certification program, we think a lot about what it means to serve the community. So why the School of Professional Advancement? We have a strong online presence. We really work hard to design our courses to meet the needs of working adults. Our programs are applied programs, and our faculty are practitioners, and that's certainly true of our program. All of our faculty in our program have really strong classroom teaching identities and backgrounds. We offer specialized student support for working adults and the students that we serve that's geared towards you. It's one of the things, as someone who's worked at several universities, that is amazing about SOPA. And then our tuition structure is also designed for working adults. It's very different from Tulane at large, or what you might know about that. So we'll talk more about that later in the presentation. So online learning, and this varies with the program, to be honest, but we work really hard to make sure that we have robust and flexible learning experiences for students. So this can, it looks a little differently for every class because we make sure it's supportive of the content. For our particular classes in teacher prep, most of our classes are still in person, and I'm talking about pre-pandemic world, but we still have a large number of classes that meet in person in the evening, one night a week. But we are working toward transitioning our classes into an online environment where it makes sense and is still very high quality preparation. But one of the nice things about online is, it's really flexible for the student, but there's a lot of amazing things we can do and resources that we can share and discuss. And it's the work that is done at SOPA in this area, I would argue, is cutting edge and top of the line as far as online learning. So if we think about how many students SOPA is currently supporting, so we have a large number of students going through our programs. We have a range of degrees and certifications. So 8 master's degrees, 11 graduate certificates, 4 post-baccalaureate certificates, and 320 courses, all developed to be taught online. With lots of faculty. So because we focus on hiring practitioner faculty who are experts in their field, some of them might only teach one course, for example, but they're an expert in that area. So teaching certification, let's dive deeper into the work that we do specifically. So currently at Tulane, we have a post-baccalaureate certification pathway in the state of Louisiana for pre-K to 3rd grade and for 6th to 12th grade. We are working, just so you know, to fill in the middle. So by probably a year from now, we will have added grades 1 to 5 certification and grades 4 to 8 certification. So pre-K to 3rd grade, you probably can think about the elementary teachers, or those of you who are teachers, you know that you're usually a generalist. So it means you teach every subject. And that particular pathway reflects that in certification. So you take classes in how to teach all subjects to pre-K to 3rd grade. And then in secondary, you have you have a concentration area, so a content area. And we currently certify in English, math, social studies, science, it's physics, chemistry, or biology, as well as some foreign languages. So in that particular pathway, the courses you take with us are geared specifically to teaching those subject areas. Other opportunities, we're really excited. We are launching a special education add-on certification pathway in mild to moderate. It's a 6-course series that's required by the state of Louisiana. And it's a really high needs area. So one, it is a really great thing to expand a teacher's knowledge and skills in serving diverse learners, but it makes you much more marketable. Just as an example, I've talked to 15 schools or charter management organizations in the last 2 weeks, and every one of them mentioned that they cannot find enough special education certified folks. So we're happy to be able to step in and serve a need there. And it does require a praxis exam. We can talk more about praxis in a second. We also have the Teaching English as a Second Language add-on certification. This is a 4-course series, also very much high needs. The English language learner population locally and across the South, honestly, is growing rapidly. So we offer this as a summer intensive and during the traditional academic year. And we are building both of these programs to have online components. They're all being taught online right now, but I mean, we're building them with an intentional focus on robust online offerings in the near future. So this is just a graphic to show you that we're really thinking very broadly about how we are preparing and supporting educators in their career trajectory, excuse me. So we certainly have undergraduate students who take our introductory courses. We have a minor that we offer. And then we work with aspiring teachers to earn their teaching license and certification. And then we have growth pathways for practicing teachers. I've already mentioned the special education and English as a second language add-on. And we are adding an education leadership certificate through the Master's of Public Administration degree that Tulane is launching this fall. Super excited about that, which will lead to an administrative license for people who are interested. So we really are thinking holistically about how we can help train and grow and support educators as they grow across their career. So sorry, it's a little wonky, but just so you understand, we are a post-bac pathway. In other words, you have an undergraduate degree, and then we help you take the courses that you need to be certified. However, we also work a lot with people who need to finish their undergraduate degree. So I will talk more about that in a second. So again, for folks who've completed their bachelor's degree, they're interested in earning their license or learning more to grow their teaching practice, and we make it really flexible and accessible. It tends to take folks that come to us 2 to 3 years, to be honest, to complete the pathway if they're going part-time while working full-time. Teachers, practicing teachers, again, we have growth opportunities for you too. We have the special education and English as a second language add-on. We have that MPA I mentioned. And we do have people who will periodically take our courses, individual courses, to just learn and advance their knowledge and practice. And then, like I mentioned before, there's so many amazing people working in schools who have some barrier between them and their teaching license. So we see, we really work hard with folks who've been working in schools for a long time. They're great with kids, but they haven't maybe completed that undergraduate degree, so they're not eligible to be a teacher of record. So we can help you complete that degree. It's one of the great things we do at SOPA. And then you can earn your certification concurrently as you complete your undergraduate degree. So what are the requirements? And these are really set by the state of Louisiana. Just to be clear, so we are in some ways an agent of the state when we offer certification. So our early childhood education, again, that's pre-K to 3rd grade. requires 33 hours of coursework and 170 field hours. If you are already a teacher and are working to earn your certification, we can work with you on those field hours. They would be completed at your school site. And we do all those placement. We really believe the best way to train teachers is in the field with students. The secondary pathway, that's the subject-specific grades 6 through 12, requires 27 hours of coursework and about 150 field hours because it's slightly less coursework. And both of them culminate with a year-long residency that's required by the state of Louisiana. But there's two types of residency. There's the traditional student-teacher residency. This is when you're paired with a classroom teacher for the whole year. You work with the same group of students. I bet a lot of us had student teachers while we were going through our K-12 experience. And then we have practitioner residents. So practitioner residents are people who already have a job teaching but are working on earning their certificate. So through both of those, we support you through the residency. We have a faculty mentor, and then we work with your school site and the classroom teacher mentor that you're assigned to make sure you have great preparation for your own classroom. These are our guiding principles. We really work hard across all of our coursework and field experience to make sure our candidates leave knowing how to design and plan great instruction and deliver that instruction. We know that relationships with students are really important, and then the professional responsibility and leadership required of teachers, as well as back to that relationship piece, a sensitivity to diversity, and I would take that even further, culturally competent teachers. So our goal is to see an innovative and caring educator in every classroom, and the Tulane teacher, we work hard to make sure that they leave us really well prepared. These are some of our faculty. So like I mentioned before, we are a practitioner-based faculty, so we all have extensive classroom teaching background. All of our faculty have degrees in education. They are experts in their field, but they really think of themselves as teachers first, not researchers. And we feel that that's a really important hallmark of our program. So again, I mentioned this before, but our program is flexible. It's designed to meet the needs of working adults. And our classes meet in the early evening, or we are working on more hybrid classes where they're meeting online where that makes sense. So we work really hard to make sure we're meeting the needs of our students. And then we are accredited. And I encourage you, if you're looking at any teacher preparation programs, to make sure that they have a national accreditation. Praxis. So again, this is a requirement of many states. Louisiana is one of them. It is a standardized test that's given to teacher candidates. The state of Louisiana requires 2 tests, sometimes 3, depending on the candidate. So the initial test that's required is the Praxis core, although students can exempt this requirement if they make a certain score on the ACT, 22 or above 1030 on the SAT math verbal. And we can help you navigate when to take this, how to prepare for it if it's something that you end up having to take. The other 2 tests are required for everyone. So it depends on who you are as to which ones you take, but there's a content test. So for example, if you're getting certified in biology, there's a biology praxis exam that's geared toward teachers that you would be required to take and pass, and something called the Principles of Learning and Teaching. But again, we have embedded support for passing these tests in our program, and we'll advise you on when to take them. And we have good passage rates, so we feel good about that. But we are working even on expanding our preparation and support for these tests. Brittany, you want to talk about, since you are the expert in this, and she's amazing, like I said, our amazing advisor. So I'll let Brittany talk about student support and success.
Thanks, Carrie. Hi, everyone. I am Brittany Handel. I know I've talked to a couple of you guys through email already. So if I haven't, it's nice to meet you virtually. So while you're at SOPA, you will have a lot of success or a lot of support and success along the way. So you'll have an advisor meeting with you. I will contact you monthly, pretty much check in, see how things are going. I'll send you updated check sheets, curriculum check sheets to make sure you're moving throughout the program at the correct pace. We also have a career advisor, a career advisor that can work with you on resumes, mock interviews, kind of anything and everything post-grad. And our faculty are, as Carrie mentioned, they're in the field. They have been in the field for a long time. They know what they're doing. We've got a lot of expert faculty at your fingertips. So I would, really recommend building those relationships with the faculty members, building that rapport and really getting to know your teachers one-on-one. And aside from that, Tulane has a huge alumni network. When you graduate from here, you will automatically be put into our alumni network. And if you are looking for a job or you need help getting in touch with someone in a specific field, that network is a really great starting point for a lot of different things you might need. So we have a lot of built-in kind of success pillars along the way to kind of help you throughout the program. So credit for prior learning. This won't really, Carrie, correct me if I'm wrong here, but this won't really qualify for you guys, but we'll talk to you about it. And so credit for prior learning, if you've been in the field for a long time and maybe you want to get credit for a course that you don't necessarily need to take because you already have the knowledge of that and the skills, then that's where credit for prior learning would come in. I'm not sure that any of our education courses would qualify for that, but you can always talk to us about that. There might also be some psychology courses that we might be able to look into. Undergraduate students can earn up to 24 credits. So if you are coming back to complete your undergraduate degree while you're also getting certification, you would qualify for this. And it could be a good way to get up to 24 credits kind of knocked out through portfolio building. So for PVCs, maybe not too relevant to you, but if you are coming for the undergrad and you're finishing your undergrad degree while getting certified, this could be something to look into. And you can discuss with me a little bit more about this, and I would be more than happy to send you information.
Yeah, I'll just reiterate, yes, Brittany's right, that because we have state requirements around coursework, we aren't allowed to use like experience credit for that, but certainly for undergraduate. But I will say, for people who have classroom teaching experience, we can work with you on waiving the residency. And so that's a little different from, it's outside of experience credit, but it works a little similarly. That policy again is set by the state, but if you have at least 3 years of teaching experience, we can work with you to waive the residency and go ahead and apply for your license. And we do that a lot for candidates. So.
Thanks, Carrie. So moving on to financial support. So we have a 20% tuition discount, and that is for any of the groups listed here. For you guys, it will be most relevant if you are a teacher, if you are actively teaching, you can get a 20% discount on your tuition. There is a form that is required for that. You have to turn it in at the beginning of each semester, and it does require your principal signing off on it. So if you want to talk more about that, I would be more than happy to send you more information. Other people that might qualify for the 20% tuition discount: adults over the age of 60, anyone working for the city, and any active duty military personnel. So a little bit more about tuition. The PBC it's a post-bac certificate, but it is at the undergraduate level. So you will be looking at about $524 a credit, and courses are typically about 3 credits a class, just depending. Financial aid is available in terms of loans. If you want to be connected to your financial aid advisor, I'd be more than happy to send you the link to find your specific advisor to talk to them about FAFSA, federal loans, anything you might qualify for on that front. Other types of aid, the 20% discount, like we mentioned before, the Yellow Ribbon program, which is for active duty military, and again, the prior learning up to 24 credits that you can earn. So applying is really simple. I can send you the link, or we can put the link in the chat if you don't have it. There is a $40 application fee, but if you attended this webinar, that should be waived for you. So once you start your application, let us know. We'd be more than happy to waive that fee. You do need to have a clear photo ID ready to upload. And your transcripts they need to be official transcripts, and they need to be sent electronically to SOPA records at tulane.edu. And we can put that in the chat as well for you. If you have any questions at all during the application process, please feel free to reach out to any of us. The deadline, so for fall, you still have some time. August 1 is the deadline for fall. For spring, that'll be January 1. And then for summer, we're looking at May 15th.
Great. Thank you, Brittany. Yeah. So we're happy to take your questions now. You can chat them in, and we're happy to answer any questions or go back over something that didn't make sense the first time, because I know it was a lot of information in a little time. I'll talk about a common question that we get, and Brittany, you can jump in on this, but we often find, you know, some of the questions that I would have in your shoes is, how long will this take? What will be the cost to me, right? So Brittany is so great at taking a look. She can take a look at your transcripts and put together a quick course of study, like potential course plan of what it, you know, based on your needs. And if you're working full time and only take 2 classes a semester, for example, or whatever, she can work within your parameters to help you understand what you would take when and how long it would take. That's often a question that we get. And I will say, you know, if she mentioned this already, but this whole, like, if you have experience and what does that mean for your certification, Brittany and we answer questions about that all the time. And so we're happy to work together with you to figure out what pathway makes sense for you and so forth. Okay, we have a question from Alicia. Thanks, Alicia. I'm a current school leader and looking for alternative pathway to get special ed certified. Great. I also have a professional degree. So yeah, so the 6-course add-on pathway, technically for the state of Louisiana, it's an add-on to an initial teaching license. So it means that you have a license in something like elementary or biology or whatever. And then this is an add-on, but so we'd be happy to talk with you about that and see if it meets your needs. We do have some people joining that pathway who don't have an initial license, but are taking all the classes. So they're on their transcript and they can note that they've had the full training. There are 2 pathways in Louisiana to special ed certification. One is an initial license in special education. In other words, that is the teaching license. We don't have that program currently. Ours is an add-on. So happy to talk with you more about that. But let me say another word about that pathway, because if you couldn't tell, I'm really excited about it. That pathway is being designed by local experts and educators for our community. And so we have a great, amazing group of people that have been deeply involved in what that pathway looks like and the content. And it's just a very different way of designing a pathway in our field. And I'm feeling really great about it. So I wish I could take it. Maybe I will. But it's a really exciting thing. It's kind of a different way of working. Any other questions we can help with? I'm sorry, I struggle with wait time in a virtual environment, even though I am a teacher. Okay, so hearing none, my email address is on the screen. Please feel free to reach out if you have specific questions. Brittany and I are happy to help, and we hope to see you soon, actually. That would be great. So thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.